Today we're going to discuss how the US Army has been spending money it probably doesn't have in ways that it really doesn't want to in order to quietly upgrade its Navy that you didn't know existed. When you think of small elite units, names like the Army Special Forces, the 75th Ranger Battalion, and 160th SOAR all come to mind. The thing is that you've at least heard of these top tier units. Most civilians, or military service members for that matter, have no idea that the US Army has ships, let alone a full-blown fleet of 132 watercraft. The US Army has a long history of using watercraft, with the most famous examples dating back to World War II. During this time, the Army operated nearly 128,000 watercraft doing everything from amphibious assaults to mine emplacement. Today, the Army's maritime fleet is a mere fraction of its former glory, but that doesn't make it any less relevant in the modern battlefield. Now, in case you're wondering why the Army would need their own boats, well, think about it like this. If you're a country that wakes up one day and decides to get your war on, then chances are that war is going to take place where people live. And since about 40% of the world's population live within 60 miles of a coastline, the Army needs a way to get their fighting vehicles right up to the enemy's doorstep and introduce themselves to the neighborhood. Now, while there are all kinds of watercraft of various shapes and sizes at the Army's disposal, the largest and arguably the most important are the support vessels and landing crafts. The biggest and baddest vessels the Army currently fields are the Best-in-Class Logistics Support Vessels, or LSVs. These floating parking lots were named in honor of General Frank S. Besson Jr., the former Chief of Transportation. There are currently 8 LSVs in the Army's inventory, which each one capable of carrying up to 21 M1A2 Abrams tanks right up to the beach. And no, that wasn't hyperbole. These LSVs, which can carry a payload equivalent of 40 C-17 aircrafts across 5,500 miles of open water, are capable of offloading their cargo and tanks directly onto a shoreline. Those are some seriously impressive numbers, but none of that will be possible without the dedicated crew of sailors on board. Just kidding. Don't call them sailors. They hate that. They prefer to be called Army Mariners. Put some respect on the name. Each LSV is crewed by 31 Army Mariners to include 8 warrant officers, 9 NCOs, and 14 junior enlisted soldiers. Because LSVs operate more like large open ocean Navy vessels rather than short-range haul assets, the crew is designed to allow the ship to be self-sustaining. This means having their own engineers, maintainers, cooks, and even a dedicated medic. Funny enough, while doing research for this video, I found out that 7 of the junior enlisted Army Mariners on board had the official duty title of seaman. I can't imagine the mental gymnastics those poor souls go through to try to church up their job title. Oh, what do? I work on 8 of the largest ships in the entire Army. Oh, you didn't even know we had ships? Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. What's that? My job title? I'm a Marine Support Specialist. You mean you're a seaman? No. Marine Support Specialist. Now, while the LSV easily takes the crown for the largest ship in the Army, the bulk of the fleet is actually made up of 2 classes of smaller landing craft. The larger Landing Craft Utility 2000, or LCU, is essentially a scaled-down LSV. Compared to the LSV's 24 M1A2 Abrams hauling capacity, the LCU's 5 Abrams capacity seems like chump change. Keep in mind that 5 Abrams is still a ton of weight. Approximately 350 tons, in fact. When compared to the beast that is the C-17, just one of the Army's 35 LCUs can haul an equivalent capacity of 7 C-17 loads across a range of 4,500 nautical miles. Now, just like the LSV, the LCU is capable of conducting direct shore offload operations. The LCU maintains a similar crew makeup, albeit on a smaller scale. The 13-man crew is made up of 2 warrant officers, 6 NCOs, and 5 junior enlisted, to include, yes, 2 seamen. I swear, those poor guys can't catch a break. The last category of landing craft is the Landing Craft Mechanized 8, or LCM-8. There are currently 40 of these ancient Vietnam-era landing craft in the Army's inventory. Depending on the model, each LCM-8 requires a crew of 6 to 8 NCOs and junior enlisted to include a coxswain, seaman, and engine man. Okay, get yourself together. It's literally not that funny. The primary mission for the LCM-8 is for mission command, personnel transfer, and light salvage operations. The LCM-8 is also capable of pulling double duty as a medevac vessel, firefighting, and as a diver support platform. Now, compared to its much larger big brothers, the LCM-8 has a downright tiny range of 190 to 270 nautical miles when fully loaded. Not only can the LCM-8 not go very far, but it also does it at a painfully slow 9 knots, with the added insult that its 60-ton cargo capacity just isn't enough to carry an M1 Abrams if needed. Now, seeing the need for a change and the Army having wads of cash burning a hole in their pockets, A replacement for the LCM-8 has been in development since 2017. Vigor Industrial was awarded a $980 million contract over 10 years for the development and production of up to 36 new watercraft. Their plan to replace the Vietnam-era LCM-8 is with the new Maneuver Support Vessel Light, or MSVL. The MSVL brings some major updates to the nation's future water balloon fights, with the most notable being the increased cargo capacity from 60 to 82 tons. That's enough to carry one M1 Abrams tank, 2 Strykers, or up to 4 JLTVs. Not only has the cargo capacity been increased, but so has the speed, range, maneuverability, and firepower. The MSVL's new triple water jet propulsion system allows it to reach speeds up to 21 knots over 360 nautical miles compared to the LCM-8's 9 knots and 190-mile range. The MSVL will be manned by 2 crews of 4, allowing for 24-hour operations to occur. And in case the bad guys are feeling like getting froggy with the seamen, each MSVL will be equipped with remotely operated weapon stations capable of utilizing M250 cals or your dad's belt. The Mark 19 40mm automatic grenade launcher. Be sure to check out my next video all about the soldiers that use these boats to conduct dangerous underwater operations, the Army Divers. Guys, you know the drill. Like and subscribe, or don't. It's a free country. Do whatever you want. CT6 out.